Alright, next performer, guys. We were having enough energy, we're still good?
Yeah!
Elizabeth Mitchell, everybody. Elizabeth Mitchell. Come on, make some noise.
I'm Andrea Elizabeth Mitchell. At least I think I am. I want to make this quick. Some people are actually looking for me, a search party actually. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm going to take you back to the beginning. Literally. As a child, I was snatched by the circus. It wasn't me they actually were looking for, but my childhood dog, who was lapped empty for a squirrel and acting spastic. They stayed with their fancy and I'll tell you why. They seek me by Scooter. The circus was called the Shaughnessy Kingsley Brothers Circus and Freak Show. It was owned by two brothers, where they were Sesame twins. I know, it was supposed to be Siamese twins, and they also were illiterate. They're joined by the shoulder, which wouldn't have been too odd, except one was 7 feet 8 inches 2 inches tall, and one was 3 inches 2 inches short. And one of them would ride around on a tricycle, and the other one would lie flat, like a model airplane, and they would ride around in the tent and try to take out anybody in the front 2 inches of the tent. Now that's live entertainment, folks. That's where I learned words like meddling and God damn it, move that trampoline now. People will be flying in the air like corks from a bottle. They also were bipolar. Well, actually, was manic depressive back then, and even then, they would sort of balance things out, and one of them would be manic, and they would settle things off, and the other one would be depressed. They would balance things out that way. And they had a drug plan, and the plan was to have all the circus people be heavily sedated, and all the freak show people to be delusional, hallucinating as much as possible. And they had a wonderful time. They let me actually do a tribute to Harry Houdini once. It was a beautiful thing, but I never in a million years would have thought that there would have been a riot to figure out who could break free from the strap trinkets. But anyway, yes. And it was actually the juggler who thought that his actual act would be so much better if he could actually have use of his arms. But I actually thought that it was so much better if he could just use his nose and his mouth. It was so much better that way. But one year, they actually let anybody with a disability in, and they had a trapeze team that was dyslexic. And they mixed up using their arms and their legs. And so you know how they usually have their arms and their legs are out. And they mix it up so they actually have their feet out, kicking each other beautifully in the face. It was like it was irony underneath the big top. I absolutely loved it. And my favorite act was the lion tamer. There was nothing wrong with him. It was the lion who had multiple personality disorder. The lion tamer never knew who he was going to work with on any given day. The worst is when he broke up with an actual lion. Now, if you've never seen a mentally ill lion trying to go through one of those hoops, it's something to go out of your way for. Especially when it's made with paper mache. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, one time he decided to do dream interpretation. And so, in a fit of wild anger, he just tore off the lion tamer's face, and blood spattered everywhere. But before he went unconscious, he was able to do a Rorschach's test. And from it, instead of putting him to death, they actually realized that he actually thought it was a ball of string. Now, one time we actually were doing a thing for the criminally insane. and one of the inmates thought it was funny to grease the tightrope. And so all of the poor performers fell. So the ringmaster, instead of saying, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, he yelled out, motherfuckers and cunts of all ages. So, what was it became known as then? The Freudian slip. Hey, I never said it was funny, I said they were nuts. Now, my favorite day of all was when I was diagnosed with schizophrenia and named head ringmaster as well. Oh, the balloons, the sword swallowers. You know, there actually is a thing where it's fire-breathing mermaids. Google it if you don't believe me that they exist. It's true, they do. And Scooter got shot out from a cannon. And this is not my original top hat. An alchemist actually made tarnished aluminum, tin, and foil. It was a beautiful sight to behold. Wait a second. I think they're here. They're coming for me. Do you promise to be witnesses for me all day? It's been a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you very much. I'm going to be listening to it. At least I think I am.
All right. Okay, guys. I was waiting to see what was going to happen with the drumsticks.
That's
but
what
nothing. It's like a big finale and then the drumsticks. Great.